Once upon a time, there was a YouTuber named Picked Up on a Bus. He decided at one point that making a different credit sequence every month to celebrate his patrons would be a good idea. However, after about a year, he started running out of interesting and unique ideas for them. Not sure what to do one month, he put it off like usual and started watching other people's YouTube videos. Then he came across Suede's Pokémon Journey, which has an elaborate intro that is different in every single video. I wonder how he manages to come up with new stuff every week, Picked Up thought. But then he had an idea. I've got it, he said. I'll rip off his style of intro instead of ripping off a game or TV show this time. And it's Pokemon themed, so it goes well with the video it's attached to. And so he did, and everyone lived happily ever after, at least for another month when the problem came up again.
It's not a good Commando name.
This playthrough is made possible by this random copy of Pokemon Stadium 2 that I got off of eBay that somebody already played a lot of, and therefore unlocked the thing I wanted. And also by Missing No the Great, who donated the copy of Yellow and a copy of Gold that will probably not be shown much on screen, but will eventually be used for some stuff. So anyways, we're only going to be... I have no idea what warp to the present time means, by the way. Not a single clue. But yeah, we're not going to be doing anything in Stadium for very long here. I'm just going to the tower, and we are about to begin the game. I have not reset it yet, but I'm going to in just a minute as soon as the game lets me. Just as a brief explanation here, the Dodrio Tower is unlocked by beating various modes in Stadium 2, basically like the Gym Leader Castle and either the Poke or Prime Cup. I actually didn't look up which. And then that will only work for Red, Blue, and Yellow versions. There is another version of it that works for Gold, Silver, and Crystal, but you have to do the same things in Round 2. This version of the game does not have those unlocked yet, but luckily I don't really care. That staticky voice. Still waiting on the game to load. Anytime it's ready now. There we go. But, anyway, yeah, we're about to start our new adventure here, so I have already cleared out the old file of everything of use. Going to be kind of alternating between regular speed and speed up, depending on what I'm doing. For basic stuff like this, I see no reason not to let it go at normal speed, but for like grindy stuff, I'll speed it up. Anyways, if you somehow don't know what this playthrough is yet, I recommend checking out Part 0, where I explain the overall goal, and all that kind of stuff. As for a name here, I did ask for suggestions, and I got a couple, but none of them were really anything that stood out, so I'm just going to go with Picked Up. The rival, I am going to be going with a naming theme that started in the... technically started in my personal playthrough of Platinum back in 2009, and then was revived in my Platinum LP from last year, in which you must always be named after a pastry of some sort. So we had Donut and Bagel. We are now going to go with... if the fricking thing would take 2 seconds to move. We're going with Crumpet. Rival is going to be named Crumpet. Crumpet Oak. I was tempted to call him Lester, because then I could make a Lester Oaks construction worker joke. Or I could call him, like, Slope, because then he'd be a Slowpoke. But that would just be a really shitty pun, so I didn't do that. But yeah, as we established in Part 0 of this, this is going to be a complete the Pokedex run, and I'm going to be using a team suggested by the comments in that. There was a cutoff point where I stopped reading the votes, but it was very close to the end. Actually, let's say goodbye to Mom. I never remember to do that. So it looks like the same dialogue as Red and Blue. I don't actually know all the differences between the originals and Yellow. I think pretty much everything is the same, though, in terms of, like, dialogue and stuff. And I need to change the dialogue speed to fast, and we're going to put this on set mode. Put this on... I don't know what's up with the different earphone methods. I can't tell if any difference, so I'm just going to leave them like that. Yeah, let's go ahead and start this. Anyway, I was starting to say, I'm using a team suggested by that. It's going to be more than 6. I'm not saying the exact number yet, and I don't remember offhand the exact cutoff point where I stopped counting them, but if you care to go through all of the posts and count them up and figure out what I'm going to be using by doing that, more power to you. You'll find out eventually, though. It's not going to take too long for me to get all of them. But that's a whole interesting thing in itself, because if I was going to play this game normally, the earliest team member that I'd get would not be until after the 3rd badge, like basically right before the 4th. And the last team member would be basically at the end of the game. Because I'm going to be screwing with this game beyond all belief, I'll be basically getting the majority of them before my 2nd badge. And I think almost all of them before the 3rd, and definitely all of them before the 4th. It's going to be kind of weird. But anyway. Obviously, this beginning part is different with the Pikachu that shows up, instead of just him saving you from the grass. And instead of 3 starters, there's only 1 starter, which is an Eevee. Okay, so brief interruption aside, starter here is Eevee. People are always like, Eevee totally counts as a starter Pokemon because of this, except it really doesn't, unless you count XD. But yeah, he just kind of comes in, steals your shit, and Oak is like so uncaring towards this whole thing. I love his dialogue here. He's like, oh, well, I mean, you stole it, and it was intended for the other kid, but okay, I guess I can't stop you, because I'm useless, I guess. But anyway, we will get this feral Pikachu that may or may not want to be had. And Pikachu is going to be getting the best nickname. This one was not a suggestion by anybody, it's just me being stupid. We're going with Firebird. So, let's go ahead and test out Firebird in battle. And this, believe it or not, will actually have an impact on stuff later in the game, because Crumpet's Eevee's evolution depends on how you fare in these first battles. So hopefully I won't, like, completely screw this up. It really just depends on if they get criticals. The Eevee usually does kind of outdamage you because it gets stabbed, but you also usually outspeed it, so it's like, eh. Not really a whole lot you can do other than use the potion. It's funny, I remember watching this, like, full Pokedex speedrun of Blue, I think it was, and he said that the hardest battle in the game was the first one, because there was only, like, 3 battles in the entire game. So, now that that has happened, we have completely ruled out the possibility of him getting a Vaporeon. The second battle will determine what happens with the evolution then. Oh, I talked over horrible static. Hold on. And here we have a gimmick that was not repeated until Heart Gold and Soul Silver, or like 10 years later, and has never been repeated since, for reasons unknown. Jesus Christ. That is one hell of a voice. Alright, so here's the usual garbage. We're gonna speed this up. Everybody knows this first part. Oh my god. I love the Pikachu sped up noise. It's pretty great. But anyway, as I said, we're not going to be getting any, like, actual team members for a while. The earliest one will be not until after the first badge. So Firebird here is going to be soloing a decent chunk of the game. And you may ask how that's going to work against Brock, but it's surprisingly not that difficult. You just have to be patient about it. So let's go ahead, grab our parcel and all that crap. It's actually surprisingly hard to control this with speed up. I forget, does he actually show up here until, like, after I deliver the parcel or before it? Let's find out. Because if he's here, I don't actually want to fight him yet. Okay, good, he's not. I didn't want to lose the ability to do that fight, because if you like, if you progress too far and end up skipping it completely, then the game basically treats it as a loss. The evolution... Oh, actually, let me grab the hidden item up here before I forget. It's basically... It's meant to be, like, a handicap, kind of. Like, if you lose both fights, the game is like, okay, you suck, so we're gonna give him a Vaporeon, which is weak to Pikachu's main attacks. If you beat him both times, then then it assumes that you're doing fairly well, so it gives it a Jolteon, which is the hardest one to beat. And if you lose one but beat the other, then it gives you Flareon. So we are going to go for Jolteon just for the sake of it. Which means a little bit of grinding is necessary, but not a massive amount. I'd like to at least get to 8. Probably could grind somewhere other than this. Whatever. Yeah, you know what, screw it. I'm sure I'll get a couple other battles in a minute. Gotta just randomly stutter it as we go. Here, take your damn GS ball or whatever this thing's supposed to be. It's never explained. It's like, hey, I have this custom Pokeball that they can't deliver like 30 feet to the town nearby. So this random kid walks into the store, hey, you were looking for stuff? Too bad, go deliver this. And you just don't know what it is. And here's adding more to Oak's uselessness, where he has this invention, this amazing invention, that contains Pokemon info, but doesn't actually, until you put it in. The Pokedex has been a staple of the series, and it has never once made sense. Do the researchers not, like, talk to each other? Do they not share their info? It's like, there's no Wikipedia in the Pokemon world, it's just... they get some random kid to go out and collect everything, and... I like the long-standing theory that, the Pokedex entries are actually written by the trainer, and they're just basically making shit up for half of it, because that's the only way to explain a lot of it. I'm actually surprised how long it's taking to get to level 8. But yeah, I think I'd rather be at 8 before I try to do the next fight, just in case. There we go. Thunder Wave is quite useful to have. Not that Firebird is staying on the team for the entire game, but for the portion that it will be staying on, I imagine that'll be quite useful. Speed this shit up. And, no, go away. Even though I'm not going to be using any of these Pokemon on my team, I do want to catch the stuff in the area, because we are going for the full collection, so let's buy as many Pokeballs as we can get. Or actually, for right now, let's just get 10. I'll save a little bit of the money. Money, surprisingly, will be a bit of an issue in this game, for reasons that will become evident later on. I'm healed, right? Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and get this stupid fight out of the way. It doesn't have any right to be difficult, but a rogue critical could mess me up, so... I feel like this dialogue is different. I think in Red and Blue he says something about, like, I'm trying to figure out how to get past the guards, which always implied to me that he was just trying to, like, sneak past them instead of actually getting the badges. Maybe I'm misremembering it, I don't know. So, go ahead and paralyze it, see no reason not to. I should probably be turning off animations too, now that I think about it. But, maybe only for grinding. Okay, well, this Spearow has been less than useless. And I think it's actually a higher level than his EV, which is fine by me. Okay, so yeah. Same story, speed it up. I think we're good here. Except the accuracy is going to be a little bit of a problem. Oh, come on. It has not attacked me once. There we go. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, like I said, you can be prepared for this, but even then, it's still a chance of getting screwed over just by luck hacks. Oh, there's the line. Yeah, I have to figure out how to get past them. So I guess it's just... Yeah, I guess I just misremembered that line. I thought it was stupider than it actually was. I enjoy his swag and his theme song. As far as I'm concerned, there's never been a better rival than Gary, or Blue. Like, I am the last person to claim that Gen 1 is better than later games, in most regards. Like, I feel the games have aged extremely poorly. They're pretty much only fun for their glitches at this point, and just the speed at which you can beat them. But, the Gen 1 and 2 rivals, I felt just had a better impact than any of the later ones. And it's like, you can have a rival not be a jackass, and that's not specifically the reason why I think they're better, but they just have more of a personality. I'm not sure if How or Gladion from Gen 7 is considered the rival. They kind of both are, and they're okay. But, I don't know, I guess I need more time to get used to them. Okay, do you give me Pokeballs if I come back? No? In Red and Blue, that was the reason I came back. In Red and Blue, if you beat the rival on Route 23 or whatever number that is, 22 I think it is, he would give you 5 Pokeballs, but it was like the dialogue was written in a really weird way where like the font, like they didn't space it right, and the text kind of like ran off one of the lines and there was a big gap. Oh shit, I didn't. Now see, I'm actually wanting to catch the Rattata here. Maybe I should just paralyze and throw a ball. Yeah, I think we're gonna want to do that. Pidgey, I figure I'll just catch in the forest, because we're about to encounter those pretty soon. Then again, I think Rattata's... Okay, come on, don't kill it. God damn it. They keep getting progressively higher levels, and I'm like, oh, it can live this attack for sure. But yeah, apparently not. And... okay, whatever. Well, there's our first capture, for what that's worth. Also, I always miss... I saw this sprite the long way for so freaking long. Like, obviously it's supposed to have, like, an open mouth with the teeth, but I just see it as, like, a really doofy smiley face. And I can never unsee that. Certain that 40 more live in the area. No more, no less. And we're not going to be nicknaming most random captures. There are going to be exceptions, though. So, come on already. Okay, do you want to get caught? Is that why you're showing up? Apparently, okay. So here's one of the exceptions. Any bird Pokemon must be named accordingly. So because Pidgey is not actually a pigeon, it is named after one, but just isn't. It's like a... obviously it's a very small, like, young one, but it looks more like a hawk or something. I don't know what it's really supposed to be. So it's false Hidoo, because it's not a real Hidoo. And let's wander over here and catch some stuff. So in Red and Blue, this area has Spearow, which is still here. It has Rattata, which is still here, or Rattata. I always call it Rattata, though. And it has the 2 Nidorans, one of which is more common than the other depending on version. Red has male, Blue has female. I'm not sure about Japanese Blue. It favors one over the other, but I don't remember which. This game keeps all of those, but puts the 2 genders at equal rarity, and also adds in another Pokemon, which we'll probably see pretty shortly. So this is Anger Hidoo. Because they're always just generally mean-spirited. Thunderwave is going to be very useful, I feel. I've already said that once. I'm not sure why I felt the need to say it again. So let's get that one out of the way. I mentioned in the Part 0 video that I did plan on doing like a bio for all the Pokemon when I catch them, and kind of like personal thoughts and stuff like that. I'm going to be saving all that for the Crystal playthrough. Since this one can be sped up, and the playthrough in general is going to be just kind of like glitchy and out of order and weird, I figured it makes more sense to just kind of get through this playthrough, have it be its own thing, and then have all the like knowledgeable stuff be in the next one. Alright, so we've actually caught everything here except for the thing that was introduced in yellow, which we will be finding hopefully not very long from now. Random experience can't ever hurt that. I cannot believe that actually survived that. I guess the female has decent special. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe both of them do. Okay, game, anytime now. If it's not the next encounter, I'm just gonna cut. There we go, okay. So yeah, Mankey was added here, and it actually stayed for Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is decent, because it's not a bad Pokemon to have early on. You don't usually get fighting types this early. But they pretty much put it in here specifically because Pikachu is going to be horrible against Brock, and so Mankey will actually be fairly useful against him since it gets a low kick. I think they also changed when it learns low kick. They gave it a lot earlier. So it's, you basically have your options here. You can either use Mankey, you can use Nidoran with its double kick, you can train up a Caterpie and use Butterfree's Confusion. Oh, I forgot about this dude. Here's another change, actually. Obviously, I didn't actually go up here earlier to show him, but yeah, he blocks the road and stuff. In the original Red and Blue, he has 50 Pokeballs, throws it at a Weedle, and catches it. And this one, they changed that and made him basically just kind of bugger off. I like how Pikachu had to move. That was kind of interesting. So he just kind of buggers off specifically to avoid the old man glitch used for getting Missing No. You can still get Missing No, but it takes a little bit more effort. So we won't be able to be doing that in this run. Well, I mean, we'll be probably doing it, but we're not going to obviously do it the old man way. So here's Route 2. It's going to last all of 2 seconds. Okay, bye. And welcome to Viridian Forest. I just learned that there was an antidote there. I did not know before today. So, Viridian Forest is actually surprisingly different in this version. They made a few changes that I'm not really sure of. Like, this girl didn't fight you originally. At least I don't think she did. She basically just says, like, I hear there's Pikachu in this forest, I'm looking for one, and that's basically all she does. In this one, she actually does battle you with the Nidoran, and the bug catchers in the area have different teams, and I think there's, like, they added one, so I think there's, like, 5 trainers now instead of 3. For some reason, they decided, like, in Red version, you can find Weedle very commonly, and Caterpie is rare, which really sucks if you're trying to train up a Caterpie, because it's going to get hit with super effective Poison Sting all the time. And then in Green and Blue, Caterpie is common and Weedle is rare. In this game, not only did they get rid of Weedle completely, like, it's not in the wild here or anywhere else in the game, but they also removed it from all the teams in the forest. Like, there are trainers that have them later on, but just not in here. And, I'm not sure if that's just because they wanted to give you kind of an easier time and not have to deal with getting poisoned, but it's just kind of a weird decision overall. I don't know why they did it. Also, I know catching a wild Metapod is completely pointless, because I can evolve a Caterpie, but, why the hell not? I think I'm gonna have to go back and get, some more Pokeballs. I do want to point out, though, that this sprite is actually inaccurate. Unless the Metapod is facing away from the way we're looking at it, and, like, depending on the model you look at, sometimes it has a lump on its back and sometimes it doesn't. That sprite right there is basically, despite being obviously much more low res, it's basically identical to the back sprite in black and white. Like, the developers never remember what the hell Metapod is supposed to look like. The sprites are all really inconsistent. The 3D model, I'm pretty sure, changed between Snap and Stadium, and then I'm pretty sure it changed again for X and Y. It's like, when I saw Metapod as a kid, I thought it was basically just like a kind of a half moon. Oh, what the hell is this shit? There we go. We have to buy another Pokeball, though. I thought it was just kind of like a half moon with a nose and kind of like a grumpy face, but the nose is its arm, and the eye is supposed to be like kind of sad looking instead of angry. Like, it's usually the reverse of what you think it is. And again, I think some of the sprite artists didn't really realize that. Either that or all Metapods just look different, and I don't know. So, I'm gonna go ahead and buy some more Pokeballs here because, even though there's no Weedle in the woods, and I already caught both of those stages of that family, there is one other thing in there that might show up if I'm lucky. And it's not Pikachu. This, starter Pikachu is the only one you will find in the entire game. I went through quite a bit of effort, actually, to document personally every change in trainer-used Pokemon in the entire game, for reasons that I'll eventually explain. And every trainer that used to have a Pikachu has had it changed. And there's no wild ones. And I'm pretty sure the only Raichu in the game belongs to Lieutenant Surge. There might be like another one somewhere, I don't remember. But it's really weird, like, they wanted to make you specifically the only person to own one, and I guess just to make it special. But it's like, in the other versions, like, there's other trainers that have the starters and stuff, so I don't really get the point. It's just weird. Caterpie can't cut it. Oh wait, did he have the... Is it this guy, or... Hold on. Yeah, you can't jam out if you're a Pokemon trainer. I never understood that line. Isn't jamming out, like, listening or playing, like, rock music or something? Like, what the hell does it have to do with this? Here's Quick Attack, which we definitely do need. Gonna get rid of Growl. And yeah, like I said, there are no Weedles to be had. There is just this shit. Which is fine by me, I'm okay with the free experience. And also, I should probably point out, because if I don't say this, someone else will say that I either, like, didn't know about it or forgot or something, but there is a glitch you can do in this area to, like... You can perform, like, a variation of the Mew glitch to get a, like, a level 100 Ivysaur before Brock. I am aware of that trick, but I don't really want to be bothered doing it because it involves getting poisoned and fainting on, like, the exact right tile, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. And I actually don't know if you can get poisoned in yellow unless the Nidoran back on that other route have Poison Sting, which I don't remember if they do or not. So that might be red and blue only. I think level 12 is actually as high as I need to be for the rest of this section, so I am on track. Oh, also, fun fact about these woods that I forgot to mention, there's a difference in the sprites that make up the ground. You can see how, like, on the left, some of them have that sort of, like, 5-point flower shape, and the ones I'm standing in now don't. And that actually determines whether or not you get wild encounters. And hey, here's Pidgeotto. They added this here, probably because Ash found one in the show. And they wanted to, like, make it accurate to that or something. But it's very much under-leveled. Pidgey evolves at level 18, and this thing was, like, 9. So this is probably where Falconer got his in Gold and Silver. Gonna try a couple of those balls. If it doesn't stay in, then I'll switch to one of the other team members and get... Oh, shit. Horrible noise. Okay, well, let's see. I'll see if I can get a couple hits in here. If I have to run, that's gonna be bad. Actually, you know what? Let's just keep throwing balls and hope that it stays in. I think that's my best hope at this point. This could be a problem. Okay. Okay. We're gonna get you this time. Surprising. Oh, right, it's paralyzed. I'm like, why am I outspeeding it? Okay. Definitely was not expecting this to happen. Alright, so last ball. If I die, I die. I'm not gonna, like, reset or anything. Please stay in the ball. Oh my god. And of course I can run away from it. Okay. So that sucked. I'm now down 6 Pokeballs. And I need to get out of here before I get killed by the local wildlife. So remember when I was mentioning that some of the tiles don't give you encounters? I don't actually know which ones do and which ones don't. I just know that there's a difference. So if I did know the difference, I could make use of that knowledge here. But obviously I do not. So anyway, I do still want to catch a Pidgeotto, but I'm not going to waste a bunch of time doing it on screen. I might nab one later on. No, stop talking to me. I have to say, did not see that one coming, because I've actually done a, like a practice playthrough of the beginning of this, just to make sure that I'll be able to get past Brock and all that, and, I did not encounter any Pidgeottos in the woods, and if I did, I would have not actually bothered to try catching them, because it wouldn't have occurred to me. So, yeah. Let's just frickin' get out of here. Did I fight this guy yet? Oh my god, too many encounters. A Metapod is cool, because its attack is its defense. No, it's not. That did not make any bit of sense. 8 Pidgeotos. You know, when I say that there's like a low encounter rate in this area, I'd like the game to, like, prove me right by not having me run into stuff. But, okay. And even though it's not the first hidden item that I've gotten, I've already found 2. This was the first one I ever found when I played the game, just by complete accident. And I have to say, that music when you find it is like the most triumphant thing ever. The game is like, hey, this is a really goddamn big deal that you found this potion. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Also, this Caterpie should be fully evolved by now. This guy's a bad trainer. Oh my god, stop giving me encounters. I'm done with them. Okay. Not gonna bother talking to these people, because I don't care what they have to say. And so now we have Pewter, which I am actually gonna be completing in this video. I don't have like a definite length that I'm making these, but I figured I'd at least get through Pewter City today. This guy here, bit of a story with this guy. If you are not playing yellow, there's a few things you can do with them. If you save in the spot that I'm standing right now, and then move a step and pause, you can, like, save in a place that the game doesn't expect you to, and then when you reload the game, you can basically just walk past him. So you can actually skip Brock completely. And there is a very, very stupid extension of that glitch called Brock Through Walls that is also only doable in red and blue. And it's kind of a piece of art. Like, you have to perform the first part of the glitch and then talk to the guy from the right side, specifically with a Bulbasaur on your team, with its, it has to have, like, the correct special. It's like 17 or 18 special, and it has to know Tackle, Growl, and Leech Seed in a specific order in its moveset, each with a specific amount of PP remaining. And if you do this exactly right, it lets you walk through walls. I have no idea how this game is coded. Anyway, here we have the infamous Light Years kid, who I think his team has changed also. I forget what he originally had, because I remember there being a Sandshrew. I thought it was Sandshrew and Diglett. Maybe, let's see, does he have the Sandshrew in this one? Yeah. Was it something different in red and blue? I thought it was. Maybe his levels just changed. Because anytime the Pokemon were the same but the levels changed, I had to, like, document that also. So, oh, that was... Oh, right, that was... So that's an instance of criticals being bad. In Gen 1, the game, if you get a critical hit, it disregards all, like, defense and attack boosts. So, like, if you use Tail Whip or, like, Swords Dance or something and then get a critical, it very well could do less damage than if it was just a normal hit. This game is amazing. Alright, so how much for a level up? Because I think I should be okay, but let's see if I'm close. Not really. Okay, screw that. Alright, Firebert. Are you ready to take on your first big challenge? Oh, and actually, before I do, let's test this out. What's your expression right now? Normal, and then... Good. So other than the horrible demonic noises, I do like the little touches like that. It is cute, damn it. Alright, how many potions do I have? 5. That should be perfectly fine. So, like I said, everybody kind of has their own way for beating Brock. If you start with a Bulbasaur or a Squirtle, you can beat him pretty easily. If you start with a Charmander, honestly, it's not even that hard that way either, because Ember goes off special, and his Pokemon are both pretty low special, so even though it's not very effective, you can beat him without that much problem. But a lot of people, if they go that route, will either get a Nidoran or a Mankey, depending on version. In my personal experience, like at school and stuff, people always went for Butterfree, and so that's why I specifically remember, like, red version being a pain in the ass because of all the Weedles everywhere. Because Confusion is a decent move to have, and you do have to go through a fair bit of grinding to get it. Especially since, I think in Yellow it learns Confusion at 10, but in Red and Blue it learns it at 12, which is kind of annoying. Alright, let's get this down a little bit lower. Even with 6 Tail Whips, this is still going to do basically no damage, but it'll be manageable. Especially when I get misses like that. I do wish I could paralyze them. And, if I had Growl, I'd spam that also, just to make them not kill me as easily, but, it's less useful than any of the other moves that I have right now, so it's not really worth keeping. So, hoping to not get criticals. Something I thought I would not ever say in a battle. When you're catching something, sure, but it's just Gen 1 is freaking weird. Alright, so here's Onyx. Gonna do the same song and dance here, except Onyx is actually easier because... Okay, maybe not with Bind. Bind is a piece of cheese, but it usually likes to use Bide. Maybe it got confused because the two names are extremely similar. When it uses Bide, that's basically several free turns to use Tail Whip on it. Okay, that's 2. Oh. I didn't realize I had Screech. That actually is a bit of an issue. I might want to switch out and switch back then. I'll see how much damage it does. Why are you not using Bide? You used Bide in my test run of this. You, like, used it almost exclusively. Ugh. Okay, yeah, you know what, let's sacrifice False Hadoo to get that Screech off. And use another potion. I was not planning on using any of these caught Pokemon at all. Like, even for these purposes. When I did the test run, I actually didn't catch anything extra. Come on, start using Bide, what the hell? Now he's probably gonna do it because I'm actually attacking him. Of course. Oh god, okay. Let's waste some turns. Because I really don't want to take damage from this. Okay, now I can go. Bind, missed, thank you. Screech, missed, thank you. And can I actually switch when I'm in Bind? Because you shouldn't be able to, but yeah, the game actually does let you. That's really weird. So, between Gens 1 and 2, they changed it so the multi-turn moves like that, instead of just hitting multiple times and preventing you from doing anything whatsoever, they made it so you can attack, but oh shit, I wasn't paying attention. You can attack, but you can not switch. I don't know why they ever went with the first version. It doesn't make much sense. Oh boy, a Rattata that I'm not going to use has leveled up. So anyway, that's pretty much going to be the end of the episode here. The bearer's Pokemon become more powerful. I think that's an attack boost. I'll have to research how those work, because this game does have, like, stat boosts from badges, and it's really weird. Like, the game says that it happens, but I always just kind of ignored it and thought that it was, like, flavor text. But, it's a thing, apparently. I have to, like I said, I kind of want to look up exactly what that means. All I know is there's a glitch that lets you, like, reapply the boosts by using a, item in battle. Because, you know, Gen 1. Alright, so... that's our first badge, and it's going to be the only one for quite a while, surprisingly. It won't be too long before we get to Cerulean, and we could get a badge there, but I'm just not going to. And so, I kind of look forward to getting in some really stupid shenanigans, because other than the Pikachu solo battle there, this has been fairly normal. It's about to get a lot weirder. And I, for one, am looking forward to that, so let's see how Pikachu feels about the situation. And I will see you next time for the things I just described.